right. Hello, and we're talking about Pride Month, right? Because it's June, and Pride Month is something that my son is here to help me, Kiana Brathwaite, CEO and founder of KB Calls, talk about. Because it's a space that I did not know a lot about until recently. And I figured I would share a few did you know things with you. So my son is going to do the did you know part because most of it I don't know. I will say I am aware of when it comes to the, please help me out, come on. The
LGBTQ community.
Thank you. So when I was growing up, there was an L community and a G community. There was a T community, but it was mostly L and G, right? Now there's a whole gambit of them. It's a real thing. No. And so my son is teaching me about this thing, which I appreciate. So, because I'm part of the H community. Okay, yes. Right. But I need to learn about this. All right, here we go. Okay. Here's our did you know.
Okay, did you know that straight people can be a part of the community? If you do support the community, you are a straight ally. Someone who is straight or heterosexual that supports LGBTQ.
Awesome. I did not know that I was a straight ally, but now I know that I'm a straight ally.
Did you know there are some people against LGBTQ and they are called okay, so you're homophobic if you're against LGBTQ.
Okay, I have heard that term before. Mm-hmm.
Yes. You may know this already. Mm-hmm. Maybe some people may already know this, some people may not. But did you know that when someone, there's two meanings to gay. Okay. So one meaning is a sexuality, which is a man is attracted to a man, or a boy is attracted to a boy. And then there's the other meaning of gay that they would use back
in the day. Yeah. You were happy.
Yes.
Right. You frolicked.
Yes.
Yes. I did know that. I knew that. And then, so let me ask you a question. When you're gay, it's only males that are gay, or is it both males and females that are gay?
So.
And if you don't know the answer, it's okay.
I think I do know the answer to this. I may be wrong, but
if he is, definitely correct us. Yes, DM us something, please. Yes. I want to be aware and as understanding of the terminology as possible. So and use it properly.
So if you say if a woman or a girl says she is gay, that means she is a lesbian. Okay. Which some people may not be familiar with. But being a lesbian means that a girl or a woman likes a woman or a girl. And so
I'm hoping it's a woman and a woman and a girl and not a woman and a girl, because then that's a whole age thing that we don't want to get into. Right, but go ahead.
And then if a man says, or if a boy says he's gay, then that means, it pretty much means he likes he likes same sex.
Okay, gotcha.
So, did you know there's these people called bisexuals? And that means, so a bisexual is, bisexuals and pansexuals are different. So a bisexual person is someone, so you can be, for example, a boy, and you can like other boys, but you still also like girls.
Okay, so this is something that's new to me. I am aware of the terminology bisexual. I have not heard pansexual before. Again, exposure to new and different things. So can you break down the pansexual piece to me a little bit? Because I have not experienced bisexuality, but I'm aware of what that means, right? So what about the pansexual? How are they similar or different from bisexuals?
So I put in my notes that
he has notes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So pansexuals are bisexuals, are attracted to bisexuals, but pansexuals are attracted to all different sexualities. So you could be a woman could be a pansexual, but the man could be transgender, or the man could be bisexual, and the woman could be pansexual, or other examples.
Okay.
So
what else we got in those notes? Since we're talking notes.
We still have a few.
We wanted to pause, just take a scoot. So where did you do most of your research? What was the reference that you used?
I mostly, let me think, Google. I did know some of the
terminology.
Yeah, from knowledge.
Okay. Just pull that out the sky.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Right.
Well, I've learned some of the I knew what bisexuals were, but I knew what lesbians were. I knew what gay was. I knew transgender. I didn't fully understand queer.
Oh, okay.
So now
I did not understand queer either. When I was coming up, it was a derogatory term, and now I'm hearing that people are embracing it. So we can talk about queer, but we want to give a shout out to Google.
Thank you, Google.
No encyclopedias included. That would have been, a little microfiche, microfilm. But Google is our go-to. So go ahead. All right. Thank you, Googles.
Also, this video is not sponsored by Google.
No, it is not sponsored by Google.
Thank you.
But we are letting you know that a lot of the research was done utilizing Google.
Yes.
Yes. Because Nate did the research. I did not. I'm sitting here being educated.
So, do you know what a transgender person is?
I believe I do, but I will let you explain that to me. Okay,
so I searched what is transgender, and so this is what popped up. A gender identified or a gender expression that differs from their assigned sex. So usually transgender people usually get surgery to change their gender.
From where? So their genders changed from usually when they were born. Like say me, I was born a female. I was born she, and I decide I want to be a he. So I would change from the gender that I was born in to another gender. That's what transgender is.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, do you know the meaning of queer?
Please help me.
Okay, so originally, queer meant you were strange or particular.
Peculiar or particular? Because I am particular.
Peculiar.
Okay. Okay.
But queer kind of means you kind of don't understand what your sexuality is.
Okay, so you're kind of figuring out.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not. So, let's say there's this person, man or woman, and they were just trying to figure out, who they were attracted to. They were trying to figure out if they're bisexual, gay, transgender, all that.
All that, right.
Yeah.
So, which of those, how do they identify themselves is pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. What the how you would identify yourself possibly as being queer.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're kind of figuring it out.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so...
I think we lost you on the camera, but let's... Yep, there we go. I'm going to lean in a little bit. Okay.
Okay, so there's L, so lesbian. G is gay. LGB is bisexual. T is transgender. And Q is queer.
Okay.
And then there's a plus. So there are a few more other sexualities.
Wait, I'm sorry. I've only seen the LGBTQ. There's an actual plus at the end of it now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Some people add a plus, some people just say LGBTQ. So I do have some after LGBTQ, which I've already explained. I've explained pansexual, in a straight ally.
Can I ask you, so this is a very interesting conversation to have with my 10-year-old. I would like you to kind of share why this is something that was important to you.
Well, I actually am a part of the community. I am gay myself. So this is a special month for me because I get to celebrate, me being me. And so now that I know where I stand in LGBTQ, I would like to embrace the community.
Okay, all right. And my hope is that the community embraces you.
Yes.
It seems to be inclusive. It's very interesting to have a child, especially as young as you, who says, hey, this is who I am, right? Because I had a godfather who was gay, and he passed many years ago. And I have a girlfriend who is gay. And it wasn't until they were older that they were able to come to grips with this decision. So to have my 10-year-old say who he is and stand in that was, as a parent, a lot going on. But it was amazing to me that knowing who he was able to say, all right, now that I know who I am, I want to know more about the community that I'm a part of, right? So that's kind of why we're doing this. It's Pride Month. It means a lot to him. And anything that he does and believes in and stands for means a lot to me. And so that's why we're talking about this. And when he brought this to me, there were a lot of pieces in the LGBTQ community that I really wasn't aware of. Again, as I said, I kind of grew up with the lesbian and the gays, and heterosexual versus homosexual, but the transgender and the queer aspect, and even some of the other ones that he's going to kind of mention real quick, that I wasn't exposed to that. So he's kind of just now exposing me to these things, these other aspects of the community, and educating me. So I wanted to share that education. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
So we're going into the pluses now.
Yes. There are a lot more.
But we're going to keep it short because
yes,
we already 15 minutes in, so poor people.
So, did you know there are people who are asexual?
I did not know that. That was the news to me. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And please, I would like to hear you elaborate upon being asexual.
Okay, so as I searched for the meaning of what it means to be transgender, did the same for asexual. And they said, and Google answered back without sexual feelings or associations without sexual feelings or associations. Asexual individuals may still experience attraction, but this attraction doesn't need to be realized in any sexual manner.
Okay.
So, it's a hard one to explain.
Oh, I that was a very good definition. I'm not sure that we even need an example. I think for me, I need to still digest that there's a sexuality called asexual. I appreciate you trying to give an example, but all right. So what else we got here? We leaning. Yeah, okay, we're still on camera.
We do.
There is a lot. There's some preparedness here for this. Go ahead.
So I pulled up some information, just to share, and this was like kind of when Pride Month was actually created.
Okay.
And it was created the early morning of Saturday, June 28th, 1969, that was 50 years ago?
It was 50 years ago, yes.
Which is very surprising. The community has been around for 50 years.
I'm sure it's been longer, but it's been recognized, right? There was a catalyst. There was this thing that said, you know what, we're gonna recognize this officially, and that's kind of the catalyst for this recognition.
So lesbians, gays, bisexuals, and transgenders rioted following a police raid on Stonewall in the
Greenwich. I just say Greenwich. That's what I say.
Greenwich.
But it's GREENWICH Village. So I'm saying Greenwich. Please, again, if I'm wrong, there's a message. You can just send us something and let us know, right? Okay.
So there was a riot in the neighborhood of Manhattan in New York City. So that's kind of where it all started. That's when, people that were a part of the LGBTQ was like, we're standing up for who we are. And, they had...
I did actually read an article because, again, there's a bit of a catalyst, there's a bit of reason for interest. But something came across something that I was reading, and I was like, oh, Pride Month, I've heard of this before, I would like to know more about it. And so I read the article and then kind of went down the Google rabbit hole of the riots and what some individuals that were there, what they were saying, what their experiences were, what had been going on in that community and that neighborhood prior to the riot. So it was really interesting to know that the recognition was very young, right? 50 years is not old. Yeah. Believe me, I'm saying that because I'm really close to 40, so 50 is not that old. And so that's good to know that that's kind of the catalyst for it, right? So now Pride Month is something that's celebrated in June.
Yes.
Is Pride Month a worldwide celebration? Is it mostly national? Because I know there's parades in D.C. and New York, Philadelphia, D.C., New York. I know San Francisco. Those are the main ones that I saw. Those are the cities that stand out to me. D.C. But do you know if it's a worldwide celebration or is it still kind of gathering momentum?
I think it is. I would have to check.
Okay. You don't have to have all the answers. We can all go to Google. But I mean, you've done extensive research here, for preparation and to be able to explain, to be able to provide examples, which is awesome. And so I appreciate you sharing in the celebration of Pride Month with me.
Thank you.
Right, and I also appreciate you putting yourself out there, and also, helping me from a entrepreneurial business owner perspective, talk about why this month was really important to us both, and not just the month, right? Because it's kind of, like Black History Month. Okay, there's a month where you observe this and you celebrate this and you talk about this, but this isn't something that we would just talk about in June, right? Because it doesn't go away, it doesn't turn off. This is something that will be a continued conversation in our household, and hopefully in other people's households. There needs to be a recognition of difference, and when you talk about difference and you don't shy away from difference, then it makes it something that becomes easier to talk about, commonplace, and we recognize that there are so many people that we know who experience these things, and they're just like us. We're all human, right? We're all human.
Yeah.
All right. So, was there anything you wanted to add before I shut down our 20-minute video?
I just wanted to add that I really love. I actually found out on Google at the beginning of June, and I was like, because at the time we were still in school, so I opened up my laptop, and we have to open up Google to log into our.
Because I have 2 cyber school kids. I think I mentioned that in one of my IG lives. It's a crazy thing. If you ever want to talk about that, let me know. It's an experience.
So I went into Google, and Google has these
those things where you go every day. It's like a new thing that you click on and you learn about their education pieces. I don't know what Google calls them, but that Google changes its logo every single day.
Yeah.
Okay, so June 1st was when you came across Pride Month.
Yeah, and I was like,
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to interrupt your thought. You can hold on to it. Pride Month, I want to be clear. The outward expression of pride is the rainbow?
Yes.
Okay.
Our flag is a rainbow.
Okay.
So other sexualities have their own rainbow.
Mm-hmm. Their own flag or their own rainbow?
Their own flag.
Okay, alright. So I'll say, well, how did they get their own rainbow? Is it like a rainbow of pinks? A rainbow of blues? A rainbow of greens? That would be really interesting, but go ahead.
So, yeah, lesbians have their own flag colors. Transgenders, bisexuals,
but the LGBTQ community, LGBTQ plus community, the entire community is the rainbow, is the flag.
Yes.
And then everybody branches off into their own flag.
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool.
So, how it was, separate when you were growing up? So, it was, the lesbian community, gay. It's kind of like that, but instead with flags.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Gotcha.
So, I just wanted to say, I was like, oh my gosh, I have a month to celebrate myself. And
not just you. Right. But there's a month to celebrate not just being African American, but now you have another month, right, where you can celebrate being a part of another community. Awesome. So that's why you decided that you wanted to look into this and know more about it and share. Yeah. It was the Googles that brought it to you. Awesome. Yes. Thank you, Google. Again, not a sponsor, but we all use Google all the time in our verbiage and everything. All right, so cool. Thank you for joining me. It was wonderful to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Yo, you're welcome. I'm gonna give you a kiss. I'm just all right. So that's it. It was a long video, but hopefully you got a lot out of it. I enjoyed it, and I hope you do too. Please feel free to, if you have any questions, any wonderful comments, anything you want to say, we would love to hear it. All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.